Humanity and the Systems Alliance. Alliance News Network. Founded during the early decades of human space expansion, the Alliance News Network was originally a low-profile news organisation known mostly for a series of exposés on the First Contact War. With a focus on galaxy-wide reporting, the ANN opened bureaus on planets across known space, winning a few awards for excellence and earning a multi-species audience. The Alliance News Network has never been funded by the Systems Alliance, despite what its name might imply. This led to regular confusion among those not in the know, although the network's recent high-profile sale to a media conglomerate made the ownership structure clearer. The new management has opted for a more sensational approach. This is particularly obvious from changes to its roster of reporters, with a few of the network's luminaries retiring or joining other news organisations. The network's increasingly lurid programming has gained wide attention as well as sorely needed ratings, all the proof that management needed to validate its course. Nonetheless, ANN insists that integrity and credibility are inviolable standards in the newsroom. Battlespace is among ANN's highest rated programmes, known for a particularly titillating breed of reporting. Among the show's most noteworthy segments are Diana Aller's dispatches from the front lines. The networks call her reports gritty and realistic, but she has been criticised for her unabashed focus on the violence of war. Even critics of Aller's agree, however, that despite her own graphic visuals, the facts she reports are just that facts. Never mind. First Contact War. Humanity's first contact with an alien race occurred in 2157. At that time, the Alliance allowed survey fleets to activate any dormant mass relays discovered. A practice considered dangerous and irresponsible by Council-aligned races. When a Turian patrol discovered a human fleet attempting to activate a relay, they attacked. One human vessel survived, retreating to the colony of Shanxi. The Turians followed, quickly defeating the local forces. Shanxi was occupied, the first, and to date only, human world to be conquered by an alien species. The Turians believed the handful of ships they defeated represented the bulk of human defences, so they were unprepared when the Second Fleet under Admiral Cassidy Drescher launched a strong counter-offensive, evicting them from Shanxi. The Turians mobilised for a full-scale war, drawing the attention of the rest of the galaxy. The Council quickly intervened, forcing a truce. Fortunately for humanity, the First Contact War was ended with a diplomatic solution. So, the Mass Effect timeline. This one might take a bit of time. 2069. Armstrong Outpost at Shackleton Crater becomes the first human settlement on Luna. It's formally founded on July 24th, the 100th anniversary of the first lunar landing. 2103. Lowell City in Eos Chasma becomes the first human settlement on Mars. 2137, Eldville Ashfield Energy Corporation demonstrates helium-3 fuel extraction from the atmosphere of Saturn. 2142, construction of Gagarin Station, Jump 0, begins beyond the orbit of Pluto. 2148, prospectors discover the Prothean ruins at Promethei Planum on Mars. 2149, translation of Prothean data leads humans to the Karen Mass Relay. Systems Alliance founded to coordinate exploration and colonization of extrasolar worlds. 2159, a shipping accident at Singapore International Spaceport exposes downwind communities to containers of dust-form element 0. Alliance begins construction of Arcturus Station. 2152, roughly 30% of the children born in Singapore after element 0 exposure suffer from cancerous growths. Systems Alliance begins settlement of first extrasolar colony world, the planet Demeter. 2154, Commander Shepard is born. Woohoo! 2155, Systems Alliance occupies completed positions of Arcturus Station as a headquarters. 2156, some children of Singapore exhibit minor telekinetic abilities. 2157, Turians encounter human explorers, First Contact War. Occupation and liberation of the human colony of Shanxi. 2158, humans learn potential of biotics, an international effort to track element 0 exposures begins. Roughly 10% of exposed children show some level of biotic ability. 2160, Systems Alliance Parliament formed. 2165, humans establish embassy on Citadel. 2170. Batarian slavers attack the Alliance colony of Minduir. 2176. During the Skellian Blitz, pirates and slavers attacked Elysium, the human capital in the Skellian Verge. 2177. Threshamars devour the Alliance colony of Accuse. So, those three there, just as a side note, represent the three possible backgrounds of Shepard. Anyway. 2178. In retaliation for the Skellian Blitz, an Alliance fleet wipes out an army of slavers in the moon of Torfin. 2183. Geth, led by rogue Spectre Sarin Arterius, attacked the Citadel, ensuing in a battle that cost thousands of lives. A few weeks later, the SSV Normandy is ambushed and destroyed. Commander Shepard is presumed dead. 2185. An alien race known as the Collectors abducts thousands of human colonists in the Terminus systems. Commander Shepard leads a team beyond the Omega-4 relay to attack the Collectors where they live, stopping the abductions. 2186 brings us right up to now. So, Systems Alliance Special Operations. Interplanetary Combatives Training. Combatives Training? Yeah, I said that right. ICT is the Systems Alliance Premier School for Leadership and Combat Expertise. The Interplanetary Combatives Academy, sometimes called N-School or the Villa, or the Via, whatever you want to call it, recruits officers from every branch of Earth's militaries to partake in grueling courses at the Via Militar in Rio de Janeiro. Initially, candidates train for more than 20 hours per day, leading small combat teams through hostile terrain with little sleep or food. Trainees who do well are awarded an internal designation of N1 or invited to return. Subsequent courses, N2 through N6, are often held off-planet and include instruction in zero-G combat, military freefall, parachuting, jetpack flight, combat diving, combat instruction, linguistics, and frontline trauma care for human and alien biology. The highest grade of training, N6, provides actual combat experience in conflict zones throughout the galaxy. If the trainee survives these scenarios in admirable and effective fashion, he or she finally receives the coveted N7 designation. N7 is the only ICT designation that may be worn on field or dress uniforms. There is little shame in failing an N course. The training is so extreme and even qualifying for N1 elevates an officer to a position of respect. The universal prestige of merely attending the academy helps to restrain trainees from taking excessive risks in pursuit of higher honours. Although ICT qualification by itself does not guarantee higher rank, those officers who are able to complete the program are typically well suited to senior leadership positions. Right, Mass Effect 3 from Ashes, this will be the DLC. Planets and locations, Eden Prime. In 2151, as the first anxious settlers made their way through the new Karen Mass relay, many of them wondered whether the reality of life in Eden Prime could possibly live up to the stories of pristine landscapes that drew them there. What the colonists found exceeded their expectations. The stable climate and compatible biology made the colony almost instantly viable. Over the next few decades, several million humans immigrated to Eden Prime and primarily agrarian culture developed. The new colony quickly became not only self-sufficient, but began exporting goods. Chief among these were rare plants grown from Earth's many heritage seed libraries. But in 2183, the colonists faced a true test of their character. Eden Prime was attacked by the rogue Spectre Sarin Arterius and his Geth allies. Not long after, the Citadel was attacked by those same forces, and Eden Prime's neighbouring world, Terra Nova, found itself threatened with complete destruction. Faced with such violence, a lesser citizenry might have retreated back to safety on Earth, as so many colonists of Terra Nova did. But Eden Prime's governing bodies refused to give in. Not only did the colonists vote overwhelmingly to block a measure of calling for the building of evacuation ships, they voted to ease restrictions on immigrants from Terra Nova looking for a new home. As a result, Eden Prime's population has swelled. Whatever the war might bring, its status as a symbol of humanity's future in the stars remains unblemished. Okay, the Prothean Beacon technology. In 2183, human scientists uncovered a Prothean technological artifact on the planet of Eden Prime. While repelling an attack by Sarin Arterius' Geth allies, Commander Shepard's squad came into the artifact's proximity and set it off. The object, described as a beacon, sent the commander jumbled sounds and images intended to warn of the imminent Reaper invasion. The beacon overloaded during the process and violently exploded. While the vision it provided was dismissed by the Citadel Council as a highly subjective experience, since that time the Council's Committee on Paleotechnology has analysed the fragments of the beacon in an effort to understand how it communicated. What they found was not quite the telepathic technology that the Alliance Marines described in their reports. The beacon was equipped with a mass effect field generator to hold its subject immobile, a necessary step to minimise collateral damage during the rest of the process. The beacon then nearly instantaneously scanned the structure that targets optic and auditory nerves as well as many parts of the brain responsible for memory. Once its expert systems determined the proportions of these key features, the beacon stimulated them with pinpoint electromagnetic and other irradiative energy, using powerful programs to recreate any images or sounds the beacon required. In principle, this was similar to the popular entertainment device known as SimStim, but vastly more comprehensive. SimStims direct the senses, not memory. The Normandy's medical officer noted that the beacon delivered more information over the space of seconds than a SimStim could do in hours, and managed to do so to a species whose physiology was completely unknown to its designers. To a paleotech, the fact that Commander Shepard needed assistance to decipher the message is a minor footnote compared to the Prothean's accomplishment, getting any message to Shepard at all.